Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the 2-3 Zone. Tony'sPicks.com's look at the WNBA for the action here on Friday night. It's Friday night WNBA time, and I've got Ron Crawford along with me to preview the three games for tonight. Hey, Ron, we saw some exciting action there back on Wednesday night, and we're getting ready for our three-pack here. But Phoenix, man, we talked about that runaway spread, and yeah, they just couldn't get there even against sorry Sun team. The spread just went a little
Yeah,
bit too far there for us there in that one,
yeah,
as Connecticut did hang in there. But you look at that original number we talked about it being a closer game.
yeah. We had it 8.5, 9, 9.5, somewhere around there. Obviously, it was a back-to-back, so we didn't have a line when we put it out, and we were kind of just guessing. When it came out 13, 14, in fact, I said on the happy hour last night, I said, hey, this has gone too far. So don't like to switch my picks, but it was definitely a Mercury spot there. So, or excuse me, sunspot with that uh, massive line move there. So, yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about them again here tonight. We'll look at all three games here for a Friday night, including a couple here that start at the same time on Friday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We're right back here in Uncasville, Connecticut, with Dallas on the road. Ron, we talk about every game here on the 2-3 zone. We got Dallas 2-11 coming in, Connecticut 2-10 right now. Little bit of a bottom feeder situation. It does feel like Dallas has a lot of momentum here. They are favored on the road by four, and maybe even getting juiced a little bit here. Maybe Dallas is on the move here, and the total 165 in this one. Dallas is off of a straight up win and cover
Yeah.
against Golden State. Meanwhile, Connecticut has lost four straight.
Yeah, we definitely had that one. That was my biggest play the other night with Dallas -4. Now we're seeing them again. They got a taste of winning. Man, but the Sun, what, 1-5 at home straight up, 1-6 on the road straight up for the Wings. So, but still, man, defense, defense, defense. They don't play it, and I'm gonna look at definitely the over. You look at Connecticut Sun, 4-2 at home in the over, and then in road games, Dallas still allowing almost 88 points a game. I know it's a Sun, but yeah, I'd still look at the over. I think that's why it's so high at 166.5. So give me the over in Dallas and Connecticut.
Yeah, it feels like Dallas likes to pace it up there a little bit. They're also 3-1 to the over as a favorite. Hard to believe they've been favored four times this season as Dallas. We know
Right.
they had a little bit stronger reputation entering the season, went through a little bit of a spell here for sure. But you mentioned it, 4-3 against the spread on the road. So Dallas is doing a pretty nice job, but still to be a road favorite, Ron. I know this Connecticut team has looked poor here, but look, they are covering a few games here of late. At home, they're just 2-4 ATS, but I am going to grab the points here. I just think we're looking at two teams very subpar. I'd rather take the points here at home with Connecticut. I'm not even sure they're showing signs of life with that four-game losing
Right.
streak here, but with Dallas on the road, I'm going to take Connecticut here in this league. It feels like we've got two teams that are of similar ilk here at this point. Yeah, I'd like to see more from Dallas. Maybe this will be for real, but they've got to show me first a little bit here on the road. They do have the one road win, obviously, but Connecticut going for just their second win at home. I'll take them here to plus the points anyway against Dallas. And Ron says go over 165.5 here on Friday night. All right, same time here with Washington taking on Atlanta. And Atlanta, 7.5 point favorite here at home. They're 8-4 now, Ron. Washington, 5-7. Feels like they've hit a little bit of a blip, though, here of late. Total here, 159.5. Washington's 1-2 of 3, Ron, including the win at Chicago. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they've won 3 of 4 despite losing that big game to New York. They had a good account of themselves, I would say, against the Liberty, but the Liberty were just very, very strong there.
Hmm.
So 7.5, 159.5 here, Atlanta at home.
Yeah, we just saw this matchup about a week ago, right? Washington was at home against Atlanta. I actually had the Mystics that night, but Mystics play a lot better on the road. I know they're not scoring that much, only 78 points a game, but Atlanta's scoring more on the road too. So at home, you're going to see them scoring 80 points a game. That gets me way under. Normally, like in the beginning, I would have looked at a 90 to 80 type matchup, but I think we get 80 to 70 here. So give me that under in this one.
How could you not, right? I mean, Washington 1-5 to the under on the road. Atlanta 0-5 to the under at home.
Yep,
Man, how are they
it's
going to
looking
get to
good.
one? How are they going to get to 160? They got to get to 150 first. Ron says, and man, I would have to think that looks pretty sharp. Atlanta here, Ron, 4-1 against the spread at home. Washington, look, they're 7-5 ATS. You mentioned the game; it was 89 to 56, and
Yeah.
it was it was as a score indicated, not one of those where hey the score was a blowout. Like Atlanta was in charge, and they were only a 4-point favorite in that one on the road. I'm gonna have to roll with them again here right now. This look, we're trying to find the third best team in the league. I think here right now between a couple of teams, right? To
Oh,
kind
I
of
got them 3 through 5 now, definitely. After hanging with the Liberty, and we figured they would too. So yeah, definitely. Atlanta's playing good ball, but that's on the road. Let's see what they do at home. Because remember, Indiana came in there and beat them.
You're right. You're right about that.
Yeah,
No doubt. Maybe I'm a little bit swayed by that 3-game winning streak here that they had before losing to New York. They had a lot of momentum there in the Commissioner's Cup. So I'll go ahead and lay the 7.5 tonight on Friday night here with Atlanta. Ron says go under 159.5. Washington and Atlanta. All right, we got one game out west here on Iron Friday night. We got Seattle Storm on the road taking on the Las Vegas Aces. And, it feels pretty important here right now with Las Vegas having lost 2 straight for their last 5. You mentioned their struggles here against the spread right now for Vegas. They haven't covered here over a couple weeks, 5 straight games, you told me. So here's Seattle on the road, 7-5. They're favored by 4.5. Total here, 163.5. Vegas trying to get back to 500 at this point, Ron.
yeah. What's going to stop the bleeding for this Aces team? Because Becky Hammond just called them soft. I just don't know what's going on with this team. And now, do we know Wilson's back from concussion protocol? We don't know that yet, but we do know that the Seattle Storm have been playing really good ball lately. I'm going to have to lay it with Seattle until I can see that there's a turnaround in Las Vegas because it's really ugly last night. And you know how I like the Storm at home. I really don't like them too much on the road, but I'm going to have to lay it with the Storm in this one. But just a note, Gabby Williams is questionable as well for the Seattle Storm. So watch that news wire on that one.
Yeah, Seattle's won 4 of their last 5. The loss was to the Valkyries, but you mentioned it. The teams have actually won on each other's home court as Vegas got the revenge. Or no, actually, both of them
Yeah,
were at Seattle. Vegas got the win though in that second one.
they
Uh,
did. Yeah.
Favored on the road. That's probably Seattle's worst performance of the season anyway. They were, it was 75 to 70 in that one. Anyways, Ron, Las Vegas here 1-4 against the spread at home, 0-3 against the spread as a dog. So I think I can see why you still willing to take this road favorite. I'm going to
Yeah.
go under. I think here in this
Yeah, I
one.
agree.
Seattle, yeah, 3-5 to the under as a favorite. Vegas has had 3 opportunities as a dog. They did go under in 2 of those games, and that win by Las Vegas at Seattle did go for just 145 points. It was a stark contrast to the first game they met when they combined for 184. Remember, Seattle put up 102 on them in
Beat them by
that one.
20.
Yeah,
First one. Yeah.
so maybe the revenge was still enough for this Vegas team. I'm still
Hmm.
gonna be in the camp, Ron, that they're not as bad as their record indicates. It's just so frustrating. A team with that much talent is, I
It
guess,
is.
what it is, right? Because it's hard to see. Yes, there's no doubt the team isn't quite what they were, but with all that talent on the court, they shouldn't have this 500 record or 5-6 record, I should say, at this point so far. So I'll take the under. Ron says take Seattle Storm -4.5 on the road, and I went under
And that's
one.
a lean there. It's really, yeah. I kind of struggle. I'm more with Ramon, I think, on the under, but I'll lean Seattle. Yep.
No, I'm feeling Seattle too right now. Again, I'm just as a kind of an Aces fan, a little bit frustrated with this team. And you said it, Seattle has done the job on the road.
Yep.
They did have that I thought the win was pretty good. I know they were playing the Sparks last time out, but they beat them pretty well. So, all
Yep.
right, yeah. Ron says take Seattle, and I'll take the under in that one. All right, that's going to do it for us here on the 2-3 zone. But you can check Ron and I out over at Tony'sPicks.com. We're ready to go here with this 3-pack of games on Friday and WNBA this weekend and other sports as well. It's going to be a great sports betting weekend over at Tony's Picks. What's going on, Ron?
Yeah, big weekend coming up. Of course, tonight we maybe have the last game of the NBA finals, so we'll see how that goes. I was number one this year, so hopefully can't lose that, and we'll stay on top whatever happens tonight. Hopefully we get a game 7 on Sunday. I'd like to see that. These two teams deserve it, so definitely look at that. It's going to be all baseball, and it's going to be all WNBA and all MLS soccer. So catch me and Ramon. We might be doing some MLS soccer stuff for you. So keep an eye out. We also got the College World Series going on. Tune into the happy hour Friday night, and Ramon and I will have our breakdown of the Coastal Carolina and LSU series. So don't miss that at all. And you can always get my picks at Tony's Picks and pair us up. Two great cappers right here. You see us always on the leaderboard, so let's pair it up and make some money.
Yeah, great point, Ron. Don't forget to check out Ron and I. We're pretty much on there every day, Monday through Friday, at the Tony'sPicks.com, Tony's Picks channel happy hour. It's at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, right here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. So get more plays from us and some other sports every day over there at the Tony's Picks, right here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. All right, get my picks as well over there. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages from me and from Ron and from our other cappers as well. You know, when you buy a package from us, say if you have a 3-pack of games, hey, we've got to hit at least 2 of them or you're going to get your credits back. It's a
That's
great
it.
way to use services like this, right? We've got to show a profit or you get credits back to your account. You can use the same capper again or go to another capper who wants you to have a winning experience over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, that's going to do it here for the 2-3 zone. And for Ron Crawford, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.